Odofo, memo akwaba.
Thank you so much commitment to this party and our country Ghana. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. Agents for Songo Caucus coordinator should be getting ready. After this will be your turn. Results from the 17 centers for National Executive Committee members have been collated. Agents are satisfied, and so soon they will sign the pink sheets, and for that the collation sheet will be signed by the collation agents, and we'll move to the next one, which is the Zongo Caucus coordinator. Alhaji Adamu Ofri Côte d'Ivoire Ebaye from the Côte d'Ivoire chapter of the NDC. Ebacho colleagues are only one by and Omuchemu Ewo Minsa Ifa Ewo Haya Alhaji Adamu from Côte d'Ivoire. Colleagues are only one by and Omuchemu Uba stage hanu da nifa side ha colleagues no ejina ho Omuchemu. Alhaji Adamu from Côte d'Ivoire, your colleagues are waiting for you, so please move towards this stage. agents for Deputy Communication Officer position, please come up stage. It is now your turn.
So I saw it's 24 hours now.
And I've eaten once.
Oh, be fair. Sneering.
Okay, 1.5 times.
Oh, sneering, be fair.
Okudeta Blapa is also on the screen now, smiling. As usual, MPP fear him like something.
The way he's been taking on the president lately. I mean,
So,
he should tell us the
it's been
latest.
a long day.
He should tell us the latest updates on the president's trip. Let's know. Let's get to know.
No, he didn't.
What has he found
The
out
president
again?
didn't go with a private jet, so Kujeto didn't keep his tabs on him. So that's just on a lighter note.
Anyway, but it has been a great event right from the beginning till now. Most especially when you bring to bear what happened in Cape Coast. The near violence that almost marred the beauty of the program. Some might have anticipated that perhaps similar thing might have happened, but
No, but
trust me,
this event
nothing at all.
That has been very beautiful.
Very, very. See,
What I expect is that those who have lost should demonstrate comradeship here and not anywhere else, because the cameras are here, everybody's watching. And so if they are able to demonstrate that by accepting defeat and encouraging, assuring those who have won of their total commitment, and then we see the reciprocal assurance from those who have won, I think it will be the icing of the cake. And there is the mother, the number 2, RM. We call her RM, running mate.
RM Bakupe.
Jane Nana Opoku Prof.
I mean, everyone that
She has an infectious smile. She comes across as somebody who is shy but very sharp. Yes.
Very intelligent, Aaron. No two ways.
Somebody just sent me a text that if you don't have anything to say, we should keep quiet. So the delegates will be lifting the atmosphere shortly. We are waiting for the Director of Elections of the AC, Dr. Asiedua, to finish this process. So the cameraman just ran away.
Why would you do that?
We are waiting to comment on anything you show us.
We want to tell the world, the people on the dignitaries, the VIPs that are there. Let's tell the world who they are. Let us know the people that are in the helm of affairs when it comes to the NDC party.
But it's been a long journey. You see, I've always been saying that a party that is ready to grab power, this is how it starts.
Have they really demonstrated that?
You would notice.
Agents for Deputy National Organizer position, please be getting ready. Coalition agents for Deputy National Organizer position, please be getting ready.
With the outcome of the result, it reflected when we monitored the elections in Cape Coast, and eventually everybody walked away, and there was some piece which we know will showcase after we have left here. The biggest challenge will be for the party to rally the bitter losers. I keep saying this because a lot of things have gone under the bridge. And I'm sure a party going into a major election, especially when an incumbent government is bent on using every means possible. You know, when those who spoke on behalf of the overseas branch of the NDC spoke. Yeah, Walanyo Chepo has grabbed a beautiful woman and it all smiles. I know he was campaigning vigorously on several platforms for Chairman General.
Okay.
And I'm not sure he's one of those who would claim the credit for a good fight.
Oh, okay. I don't know if he was the one we saw.
There are lots of people who are taking the glory.
Okay, yeah.
People are watching you all over the world on Ways of TV and TVXYZ.
Too sure.
And so you can wave them as the cameras go around. At this stage, there is very little to share.
I'm looking out for one man.
Which man?
Edem Agbana.
Edem Agbana is somewhere around the corner. I'm sure the cameras will be looking for him. But I was making a point. When the overseas branch of the NDC spoke at this event, they gave some assurance that they are closely monitoring the EC and the NIA. Don't forget that the NIA some few months ago said they were preparing to pilot the registration of Ghanaians outside.
Placing agents for Deputy National Organizer position, please come up. Placing agents for Deputy National Organizer position, please come up.
The way to the overseas countries, and which of the countries are you going to select? When there are countries next door, I'm talking about Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Togo, Benin, Nigeria. So there are lots more Ghanaians in some of these West African countries, even than outside. So what will be the motivation to choose there first and come here? So Ras Mubarak is there. I can see Hanabisu at the extreme end.
Yeah, the very beautiful Hanabisu.
I can see Joyce Bauer Mukhtari,
Auntie Joyce.
And then, of course,
with the smile.
Yes. Yeah. Smile. I want to see you smile.
Auntie Louisa.
She will smile.
Yeah.
She's looking at the camera.
She wants to check the camera.
Whether she likes it or not, she will smile.
That's indeed the women's organizer for you.
Of course, of the NDC. And at the extreme end,
she was elated last week around this time. Very, very happy.
I saw Sofo Azoka.
Yeah.
Also,
when I spoke with Azoka, he told me that, look, he says he hasn't won.
Yes, and then he said,
he's not celebrating.
If you win, don't laugh.
No, don't laugh.
And if you lose, don't cry.
And he
said that message is loaded. And people will reflect on it. And I'm sure the leadership, that's Elikem who also won.
And interestingly,
Elikem, congratulations. I'm sure a lot of people are watching.
He went. I mean, Elikem has actually worked for this, even when he wasn't closer to power.
I remember in Cape Coast, I was asking whether that broken hand was not Tukwe. You know, Tukwe?
Yeah, I remember.
He said it was a minor accident, which he didn't take seriously.
Here. Oh, but you're sending a signal to my sister Tukwe. You're sending a signal.
How do you call it?
Tukwe.
What is okay? Edem Agbana has been found.
Okay, finally. But why has he changed the shirt? I mean, he wore white.
He's not a happy man. His candidate didn't win.
Oh no,
I know.
Oh, his candidate actually.
I saw Basitali also sitting by.
Malik.
Edem Agbana.
Okay, so I mean, but you see, the core mandate of this new executives is one, to try as much as possible to reclaim power from the NPP in 2024. When you speak to the ordinary Ghanaian, they tell you that the option left now is the NDC. Forget the fact that you have the NDC supporters, sympathizers, party members, what have you. But the layman on the street, with the current hardship we are going through, they feel the NDC is the alternative. And Eric, the fact also remains that the NDC can't afford to disappoint the masses. Now they have elected new executives. How will they try as much as possible to mobilize themselves majority of them tell me yes. Now the question is, why then will the party waste money again or raise money to organize another election just to choose a flag bearer, when indeed maybe at the end of the day the majority vote might go to him?
I believe you are not a Democrat, and you are one of those who would want to abuse systems.
Oh, you think so? These are genuine concerns. Don't you think the writings will be so clear on the wall?
Spoken to, we call them smaller parties, but the GCPPs and all those small parties you can think of. Anytime you speak to any of the candidates, they are very optimistic.
And they end up
I sincerely believe that many of those who are lacing their boots, whether eventually they will declare or they are just testing the waters or they have their own intentions, are only trying to make a statement. Maybe not for now, maybe for future, or they want to remain relevant. Otherwise, they want the party to see them as still very important. Don't forget that all those who contested the 2018-2019 presidential slot for the NDC, they will remain as former flag bearer aspirants, and that is a title, and they will live with it. That respect, that recognition will be given to them for who they are and the attempt they made, and I believe the party places value on them. And so I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't think I was in 2020, that many of them played different roles in their own capacity to support the party. And so because it is democracy and everybody must be given an equal opportunity, it is just fair that they do what they want to do. But somebody whispered into my ears that if those people had decided to keep the monies they are using for all the banners and all the things they want to do, put it together because it is agreeable that there's a presumptive candidate, and put those resources in a basket for the party, not the presumptive candidate per se, but the party machinery to operate. It will oil the engine of the party towards one aim, and not to spend
agents for Deputy General Secretary position. Please get ready. Agents for Deputy General Secretary position. Please get ready.
So gradually we are moving towards 5:30. Wisdom Hedejome is hanging around. Maybe we'll have to let him join us because it's been a long battle, and is that what's the name? Kwesi will also join us at this moment, so that the four of us will wrap up with the EC and the swearing in. And so I'm sure when they are able to organize themselves, they will join us for this last stage of the process. For now, our cameras just want to recognize as many people as possible.
The Volta caucus. The Volta caucus fully represented.
Okay.
I saw in the shots Honorable Siki in there as well. One fantastic young man trying to pull strings in the vote.
How old are you? And you are saying, somebody is a fantastic young man. How old are you?
Should I tell you?
This is the election center, and this is Ways of TV. Of course, this is also TV XYZ. We do this together whenever it comes to some of these election-related activities. We put our resources together, and then we come to your homes with what you need to know, all the big interviews, all the commentaries, all the analysis. We do them as a group, and of course with the resource materials we can get as and when they join us for conversations. For now, we've wrapped up.
Agents
the program
for Deputy General Secretary, please come up stage. Agents for Deputy General Secretary, please come up stage.
If we're not successful, one of them will speak on their behalf. There will be a swearing in of the new executives, and then I am sure there will be the concluding remarks, possibly from the 2020 flag bearer. I don't know, I've not seen it on the timetable, but I am just conjecturing that it is likely to happen. Otherwise, they are here as observers to see through this process. the Council of Elders of the party need commendation. From the start till the end, they have been checkmating the candidates. They've made sure that they have been timeous in the and in the statements they release, cautioning candidates, cautioning delegates. The NDC Professionals Forum, which was officially acknowledged today by Congress, has also been very, very instrumental. We know along the line they raised resources to support the NDC's plan towards the Congress. They have been very, very supportive. I know very well that Sampila Yale spoke to a number of media houses and also condemned what nearly marred the beauty of this long haul. From branch elections to constituency elections to regional elections. Then we went to the youth and women's elections, and of course we are climaxing this today. So we want to say congratulations to the leadership of the party for steering the affairs up to this stage. Wisdom Hedejome has joined us. The three of us. Fiaka will join us shortly so that we can do this together. Wisdom, Eric, your name is too huge. I don't know whether they can go through this speakers if I have to shout it. Wisdom, Hedejoma. What does it mean? Hedejoma.
Oh, I'm sure this is not the time where we have to be, telling people what the meaning of our names are and all of that.
So how has been the process so far?
Well, it's been very fruitful. It's been very educative. It's been very inspiring, and of course, it's been very, very tiring.
Tiring? Is this the first time you have gone through this?
No. It's not the first time. I'm saying so because if you look at the processes leading up to this election, from the time the first ballot was cast, we're expecting that by now. Here.
Seriously,
so the expectation that we had prior to this process, everybody thought that by 2 p.m. 2 a.m. we should be out of here, but then it's past.
It's true. I see this as an anti-climax. The reason is this. I'm sure the EC knew the list of the candidates, and so they could have entered data on all these things so that the last part would be the figures, i.e. the results to make this process.
For General Secretary position, please get ready. You will be the next. Agents for General Secretary position, get ready. You will be the next.
I think it takes away the beauty of what would have seen the realization of those who were winning, which will almost immediately coincide with the EC's announcement, and then those who will be happy will be living here, and then the EC can then continue the rest. But I don't know what really is creating this long delay. Maybe Dr. Srebo Kweku may be educating us on it, because over 2 hours of waiting just for documents to be filled, for announcements to be made, for me, it's too much.
Yes, like you're saying, it's a very long wait, especially when voting itself didn't take such a long time to have the over 8,000, close to 9,000 delegates to cast their ballot. One would have expected that within a space of, say, 2-3 hours, the collation should have been done so that everybody knows their smoothness level, as people would have said. Because especially where the EC would know that rejected ballots, say 20 from polling station A, B, C, D, because we had 17 of the polling station. And so if 17 and the EC was just waiting to collect all the results from this 17 polling stations, it could have been very easier done. because they know the percentages of win, the percentages of loss, and then the percentages of the neutralities. Because if maybe candidate A won by 5,000 voters against candidate B won by 4,000 votes, then you can...
Agents for General Secretary, please come up stage. Agents for General Secretary, please come up stage.
The kind of system that the EC is using in collating all of these results, and so one cannot, sit back and just throw blames at the EC that you delaying the process.
We are not blaming them, but we feel that this system that has kept us waiting for close to 2.5 hours.
You blaming, but it's a general consensus out there. When you go to the stands and then you engage people, they are like, oh, but the EC elections have been done long ago. So what is taking the EC such a long time to bring out these?
Let me play a devil's advocate. I think in politics there's something we call mischief. Mischief, i.e. somebody knows clearly that he has won, he has lost, yet because these documentation process have not been completed, that person can go to court to trigger something, and it will create a whole lot of problem back and forth here and there. And so let's allow them to finish. The day is bright already. Very soon, it's a new day already. Very soon you'll see the sun.
There are those who argue that sometimes making things very official can be heartbreaking, because everybody, some way, somehow, knows how the processes have gone. Earlier when we were having conversations as to what the chanting and then the shouting meant, if there was anything to go by. People had already been concluded before the elections. When the candidates were being introduced, you hear the chanting and the responses, what it meant to the...
Yes, but that one really is not an issue. I would rather think, looking at what we are witnessing now, we know it's a process they have to go through, so there's no pressure on them. Everybody's waiting patiently, but we're only expressing our opinions on how to address some of these delays going forward. I'm just imagining if one day a political party will say, because of our numbers, which are not too huge, and we know ourselves, they may want to introduce their own form of electronic voting. Because sometimes in the Western countries, they vote in less than 24 hours. They know who has won, and sometimes the losers throw in the towel and the announcement almost follows. But in a part of the world, we'll do paper with plenty. Then after that, we go and dump the paper or the documents in one small room for a certain number of weeks or months and burn them.
It's because we haven't gotten to that level yet. The level of trust in those...
What does it take? I'm not talking about national elections. I'm saying that based on what we are witnessing, is it possible going forward for any political party to say, we want to be innovative, we know our numbers, the figures are not too huge, what systems can be put in place to make electronic voting possible, so that as and when they can print or whatever process they have to go through, the system is automated, it collates the results almost immediately after the last person casts the vote. The systems automatically generate the results.
For vice chairman position, please get ready. Agents for vice chairman position, please get ready.
At the end of the day, where will the winners be taking them to?
Exactly.
Where will the losers be taking them to? Because as we speak, congratulatory messages are being sent. As we speak, social media is awash with all the figures from each of the collation centers. Every aspect of the figures, I have them on my phone. But I can't disclose all of them because I am not the EC. I can only consider them as provisional results. But I don't have time to put all this into an Excel and display them on my TV screens. So we'll just look for the final results, which we have announced already. But we still say they are provisional results. But since there's no chaos here, those who have lost know they have lost. Those who have won know they have won. And that is why I'm saying, going forward, the Electoral Commission itself should also be reviewing how they want to assist political parties to fast-track some of these processes to reduce it. My first option was, why will 19 people be vying for National Executive Committee members of the party? Is it possible for the party to do some level of screening at some level?
The number of candidates,
because all these numbers add up to. See, when we went to Cape Coast, 2 women.
Agents for Vice Chairman, please come up stage. Agents for Vice Chairman, please come up stage.
And not too much and then within a short time they finished.
Yes.
But here we have about 9 or 10 positions, and some have huge numbers. And if EC has to supervise the signature of every delegate, 19 candidates for national executive position will be 19 agents. That's for one. Then you go to other positions, 5 candidates, 6 candidates, 4 candidates, 8 candidates. So plenty agents, and each one of them must sign. And you have one returning officer who has to supervise each of the signatures. It is part of this long process.
I think, yes, it's a good call you are making. But then again, we're looking at democracy. Everybody wants to be part of the process. And so if you look at the people who are putting up themselves for a specific portfolio to be voted for, the party has persons who would have to vet all of these ones. So there's the vetting committee where they'll go through all the processes, and when they pass, then they put them on the ballot to vote for. If you say that we are going to limit them, then it means that you are trying some way somehow to enfranchise some of these.
I understand where you are coming from, but what I said was the party can generate a system where you have, let's say, 20 people, and they want to use their own systems to reduce the numbers before we get to this stage. I'm only asking if it is possible. But I understand you that, look, once they have been cleared by the vetting committee, they are qualified to contest.
Exactly.
And you cannot presume that a big name can always win. In this election, there were some big names, but they didn't win. For example, if you look at the General Secretary position, in as much as we agree that all the 3 contestants are qualified, capable, it appeared as if Elvis's campaign that is the most experienced is run the campaign for national elections as a member of the campaign team, national campaign team for 2008, 2012, a former deputy local government minister with all the portfolios, all the things you want to imagine. Somebody would have sat somewhere thinking that he stands tall because of the profile. But Fifi equally stands tall, but he may not have occupied some of those positions, i.e. that level of appreciation by the party to play certain key roles. But he won landslide.
Okay. So what happens?
So it's not always the big names that may come with the results as you assume.
Sometimes the big names play a critical role, but then again, you look at the situation you find yourself in as a political party, and then the kinds of persons who you think are better pleased to get you the result you are looking for. If you look at the NDC now and the NDC for 2024 and the persons you have lined up, for example, General Secretary position, for example, you're looking at persons who can really communicate. When I speak to delegates, they say, look, we're looking at persons who can really champion the cause of the party, who can really sell the message. Who is it that can really tell the story of the NDC in terms of their projects that they've done, what they stand to do, and how best they can sell all of these? Who stands tall in communicating this to the masses? And then they said, well, there was somebody who was a propaganda secretary. He's done it before. He has what it takes to do it. And so you may look at it from that perspective and say that, okay, Otokono was somebody who, Deputy General Secretary Operations, he has the portfolio, he has experiences, he has all of that. Elvis and Friangra stands tall in terms of personality. If you want to use the General Secretary, you're looking at personality. Elvis had it and all of that. But then the delegates told me they are looking for somebody who can sell their message, communicate it, so that the masses everywhere can look at the NDC. Okay, this is a party that is now become very attractive, and everybody must come on board. And so this is why the big names today didn't really play, didn't do the magic, because even if you look at the organizers,
is a big name.
Yes, Asiedua is a big name.
That's just on the lighter side.
And then there was the issue about the to that level, because before you can say you are going to use the internal system where you're going to have electronic voting, what it will mean is that Eric can stay at home and then go onto your phones or go to the polling station and then just give your details and then you vote for your candidate. But even with the SRC elections, we've heard on some campuses that the systems can be so easily manipulated such that Eric has gone to vote. Yes, you voted. We've said that Eric has voted. But though your vote was supposed to go for candidate A, it rather goes to candidate B. At the end of the day, a lot of people chanted. And then
what I'm saying is that the systems may not be robust enough.
Because and then again, we have not built that trust for us to be using electronic system.
I disagree. Look, technology can be transferred, isn't it?
Yes. And
just like we wanted to use biometric systems, and EC felt that it may be the appropriate way to go. We got that technology transferred to us, so we bought it. People were trained, and political parties were helped to appreciate how the system works, and so they could use their own means to monitor how the system is supposed to function. I remember the first time that we had to do voting through that same method where they collect the data. The political parties spend time to walk through the system. What we are saying is that the nation is gravitating towards the use of technology to improve what we do as a way of life. So if the nation is considering tapping into the opportunities that come with technology, what I think can be done is to experiment on pilot basis. And so that's where
agents
but
for national chairman position. Agents for national chairman position, please get ready. Agents for national chairman, please come up stage now. Agents for national chairman, please come up stage.
it is going to and what it is adding up to. Because why should even voting be a secret? I sometimes wonder. I sit here and I know the political party I support, and I know the candidate I support. I make it open. Everybody knows. I've been tagged with it. I've been tagged with it. I'm not shy, because it's not crime to show your appreciation for a particular candidate because of what you can vouch for. I hope you understand me. So it is not a crime. But here we have made it such that if you want to vote for somebody, you should go and hide somebody somewhere and vote. Look, it is a cake. People should boldly come out. That is why people are able to speak truth to power. So I belong to a particular party called NDC. You belong to a particular party called NDC. You are my leader. You are doing something wrong. I should be able to tell you that for the betterment of our country, which all of us represent in the name of political parties to give us the opportunity to govern, I will vote against you because I disagree with what you are doing. That is what we call healthy, constructive way of governance. But here you want to go and hide. And so they say something secret, something secret. Why is that everything black, everything is secret? I don't understand.
The thing
it looks like, look, it is woven into our conscience.
No.
So it has become a norm. It has become a way of life. I am saying that in advanced countries, as long as people can tell, look at UK. When at the point they wanted the finance minister to go, it was open. When eventually he left and people felt that the prime minister must also go, his own people told him openly. But in Ghana, when we had issues even with the finance minister, people were waiting to be called to go and vote in secret. What are they hiding?
The thing is, we practice.
Let us move away from this kind of thing.
We are not there yet.
If
we are not
mature. To remain where you are, I'm saying that start it and let your children grow it.
It's
so that our heritage
it's
get to another phase.
Our kind of politics. The fact still remains that our kind of politics is vindictive.
When you say our kind of politics, who makes that politics? Look, that level of vindictiveness. If all of us agree that we will shun those who do so.
Eric, and you also
understand the fact that it is not possible. You also agree that we are not going to go this tangent.
I'm scared.
No, Eric,
I've suffered vindictiveness severally, but I don't care because
Eric,
I believe
our democracy is still at a younger stage.
Because there are some opportunities
that you appreciate the fact that we are developing,
right?
As far as our democracy is concerned,
and you are using
we can't
13 plus yourself developing.
Please, you can't rub shoulders with the already established democracy.
Can you break it down?
The countries you have mentioned, the countries you have in your mind, you don't expect us to be at that par with them.
When you say the already,
it's going to be a gradual process.
When you say the already established, what are you?
When we have got,
what are you referencing?
No, but you made the point.
We all go to school.
You made the point. Yes.
We go to school.
Yes.
When we go to school, we learn.
Yes.
Whatever we learn is not different from what they learn. I hope you understand me.
Yes.
There have been structures. There were the days when the kind of democracy we are witnessing today wasn't like that.
I mean, you don't expect us, even common GPS, the post-GPS address system, we are still having faults with it. We are having problems. You tell me I have an ID card that is biometric, and you still want me to do another registration for another ID? The whole thing is messy.
But
we haven't gotten to that stage. It's going to be a gradual process.
If I want to vote for John Mahama in 2024, why should I keep it in my pocket?
That's what I'm saying. That
I should be bold enough to say you should be. We are
moving away from that stage. It's the reason in this particular internal election, you had few people, even members of parliament. They came out boldly. They came out boldly to endorse some candidates. Should I mention names? You saw it. And Sam George, it's no longer here. It's not a secret. It was Sam George.
He endorsed. What is the crime?
So that's something that we are moving away from that. It's going to be.
It will sound funny. It will sound funny, but we are making a strong point that should weave into the psyche of our country as a people. We are saying that Why do we say democracy? It is because the fantasy Kebinamin Kebi. So it means it is supposed to be a okay, so you are supposed to go and convince somebody. Will you go and hide in the person's bedroom and convince the person? You man platforms, you speak to people publicly. And I'm saying that aspect where we want to shroud some of the things we do in secrecy.
We thank you so much. The collation is over and the Electoral Commission will soon declare the results. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, this stage is going to take some central attention, and therefore we must get everything organized at the back. Let it get back as if we are now starting. Whilst we wait for declaration, those sitting in front also, it is time for you to get off that place. And some who have organized beautiful grass beds, it's time for you
Excellency, former President, I leave the various protocols that have been laid. There's one observation that I want to share with all of you that we learn from it. That some of the people, when they have the agents, after they have signed for their candidates, they leave without taking copies of the results, which is dangerous. So my advice is that going forward, once you have signed for the candidates, please take your copy. It is very important. Now, these are the results for the election. Once again, on behalf of the Commission, we thank all of you for your cooperation. Without the cooperation, we would have been where we are. I start with the national executive membership. 19 people contested, and we were to elect 5 people. Candidate 1, Efremni Tansaki, had 506 votes. Candidate 2, Benedict Amalai, had 91 votes. Candidate 3, Ishaku Isa Adel, 308 votes. Candidate 4, Reverend Arinsina Agbareke, 306 votes. Candidate 5, Abdullahi Farrakhan Ishaq, 208 votes. Candidate 6, Malik Adama, 411 votes. Candidate 7, Victoria Kumaminta, 710 votes. Candidate 8, Emmanuel Awenam, 137 votes. Candidate 9, Cecilia Asaga, 845 votes. Candidate 10, Ebenezer Efa Hakman, 331 votes. Candidate 11, Najawa Isa, 353 votes. Candidate 12, Stephen Lajado, 50 votes. Candidate 13, Anita Anine, 282 votes. Candidate 14, Ransford Chatman, 464 votes. Candidate 15, Thomas Aisikuma, 358 votes. Candidate 16, Bonda Victor Kuto, 1,596 votes. Candidate 17, Mohammed Mahmoud, 342 votes. Candidate 18, Arabatego, 1,017 votes. Candidate 19, famous Kwesi Kaduga, 179 votes. Total valid vote cast, 8,494. Rejected ballot, 55. Total vote cast, 8,549. I therefore declare, in order of the number of votes, Wanda Victor had the highest, followed by Arabatego, then Cecilia Asaga, followed by Victoria Kumaminta, and the fifth one is Efremni Tansaki. So these 5 people who have been elected. Now to the Zongo caucus. 5 people contested. Candidate 1, Abbas Zurkanian Kambari, 625 votes. Candidate 2, Alaji Babalamin Abu Sadat, 1,748 votes. Candidate 3, Mama Mohammed Kol Longa, 2,788 votes. Candidate 4, Abdulaziz Mohammed, 1,819 votes. Candidate 5, Yakubu Mahmoud Moody, 1,530. Mama Mohammed Kol Longa, duly elected the National Zongo Caucus. Deputy Communication Officer. 5 people contested. We were to elect 2. Akogan Godwin, 2,630. Jacob Ature Adogo, 614. Malik Masintali, 3,388. Kwaku Wahen, 1,138. Alaji Muhammad Naziru, 758. Total valid votes, 8,528. Rejected ballot, 21. Total vote cast, 8,549. Malik Masintali had the highest vote, duly elected. And Agogan Godwin, second, also duly elected. Deputy Communication. So the communication. Deputy National Organizer. 4 people contested and you had to elect 2. Kobe Bannon, 4,700. Habib Mohammed Tahiru, 953. Elikem Kotoko, 1,815. And Alaji Yakundo, 1,053. Total valid votes, 8,521. Rejected ballot, 14. Total vote cast, 8,535. Kobe Bannon had the highest, so number 1 and Alikem second highest. So these 2 are duly elected. I also want to say that for the communication officer position, only 1 person filed, so I duly declare Samiji Mfi duly elected communication officer. The national organizer position, 7 people contested and we are to elect 1. Candidate 1, Joshua Hamidu Akamba, 2,035. Candidate 2, Henry Osirakoto, 158. Candidate 3, Mahdi Mohammed Jibril, 535. Candidate 4, Sidi Abubakar Musa, 607. Candidate 5, Solomon Kansa, 302. Candidate 6, Chief Hamilton Barney Nixon, 1,173. Candidate number 7, Joseph Yamin, 3,730. Joseph Yamin, duly elected. For the Deputy General Secretary position, people filed to contest, and here are the results. Candidate 1, Francis Guribi, 324. Candidate number 2, Dr. Mesit Catherine Denu, 652. Candidate 3, Barbara Sewa Asamoah, 3,834. Candidate 4, Grand Foyo Mustafa, 1,861. Candidate 5, Amizu, 1,117. 1,717. Candidate 6, Brady Paul Opata, 62. Candidate 7, Evans Amu, 83. Total valid votes, 8,533. Total rejected, 20. Total vote cast, 8,553. 2 people were to be elected as Deputy General Secretaries. Barbara Sewa Asamoah had highest, followed by Grand Foyo Mustafa, second highest. So these 2 have been elected. For the General Secretary position, 3 people contested. Candidate number 1, Elvis Afianda, 1,408. Candidate number 2, Fifi Siabikwete, 4,543. Candidate number 3, Dr. Peter Boamo Otukono, 2,955. 2,595. Total valid votes, 8,546. Total rejected ballot, 10. Total vote cast, 8,556. So, Fifi shall be called the duly elected General Secretary. For the position, 8 people contested, and we are to elect 3 people. Alhaji Sharif Abdul Nasiru had 757 votes. Abangai Yakuba Alasan 864. Honorable Dr. Sherry Aite 1,820. Set Ofori Ohine 355. Auto Sofo Azoka 2,757. Honorable Alhaji Amadou Sorgo 832. Dr. Alhaji Habibu Dadamani 817. Eleanor Evin Mensa 331. Total value vote cast 8,533. Total rejected ballot 27. Total vote cast 8,560. The highest vote was garnered by Audu Sofo Atoka, so first elected, followed by Honorable Dr. Sherry Aite, then Abanga Yakuba Alasan. These 3 people are duly elected National Vice Chairman. Finally, for the chairmanship position, 4 people contested. Four people contested. Candidate number 1, Samuel Yao Adusai, 52 votes. Candidate number 2, Johnson Asiedua Ingetia, 5,569. Candidate number 3, Samuel Ofosu Ambofo, 2,892. And candidate number 4, Samuel Ama Ashite, 38. Ama Ashite, 38. Johnson Asiedua Ingetia, duly elected. Thank you very much. God bless all of you.
Thank you very much. Because there's no time, please. Thank you, Mr.